Xbox Series X. Normally, I don't jump on the whole let's make a video and let's talk about what everybody else is talking about bandwagon that we see out there in Twitter world and YouTube world, but I'm going to now because to me the Series X is pretty interesting. I'm not going to jump on here and pretend like I know what all this shit means on here when it comes to these specs, but I'm going to give you my thoughts and my opinions on what we're going to get out of this machine. The first bullet point that people are going to is the 12 T-flops. Now look, before the internet, before social media gave every moron within a so-called opinion a platform and to spew that opinion, no one knew what a T-flop was. No one knew why their games were dipping. They didn't know what these frame drops were. No one knew. They just knew certain games stuttered. It is what it is. So when it comes to this 12 T-flops of GPU power, record this, screenshot it, do whatever you need to do. I'm going to tell you right now, you are not going to get 2080 Ti performance out of an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5. I don't care if it says it's 12 T-flops. It will not perform like a 2080 Ti. It's not happening. Now, is it super impressive that it's 12 T-flops? Absolutely yes. But just like I said when it came to the Xbox One X, please ground your expectations. Keep in mind there's no AMD PC GPU out there right now that offers this type of power and efficiency. As far as the efficiency goes, I believe it took 10 T-flops of Navi to double the power of the Xbox One X, which technically would have been the 12 teraflops that we're talking about now. So the efficiency of the Navi is pretty incredible, to be honest. It uses RDNA 2.0 architecture, which also is not available yet with your PC-based GPUs. So to me, that's super impressive, but it also makes me wonder what AMD has up their sleeve, because trust me when I say they're not going to give a console the best they have to offer. So it's going to be interesting to see what they bring. HDMI 2.1 obviously is going to help tremendously with variable refresh rates, latency, RGB colors at 4K 60, all these kinds of things. It's going to help tremendously. The 120 frames per second support, that's going to come in to play with the variable refresh rate, like your G-Sync, your FreeSync, all these kind of things. It's going to be super interesting to see what they can do with that, being able to actually unlock the frame rate. Now, when it comes to this dynamic latency input, I don't really know much about that. I know it's got something to do with reducing the input between the console and the controller as far as the Wi-Fi goes there, but I think that they're implementing this new type of technology to better suit the cloud streaming. I think that's what this is going to incorporate. I think it's going to help with the controller when it comes to cloud streaming and latency and all that kind of thing. The extra slot on the back, I don't know what that is. I would assume that's some sort of removable storage. We'll see what's up with that. Quick resume for multiple games. I used the quick resume on my PlayStation. I did not really use it too much when I was playing with my Xbox One X, which I sold, by the way, because I felt like there were a lot of games that would stutter, that would jump around whenever you would use that feature. I don't think it was optimized and works very well at all on the Xbox platform. So I hope that they've patched that up. When it comes to smart delivery, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know exactly what that is, but the way I'm taking it is it's going to prioritize the higher level machine, meaning it's not going to dumb down the higher level machine. The lower level machine that cannot handle what the higher level machine can put out is not going to hold back the more powerful box, which is pretty interesting, but it's a double-edged sword, because if they keep supporting the Xbox platform as far as the Xbox One S, the X, and the original Xbox, then that means that media-based discs are going to be held back at 50 gigabytes. So I don't know how they're going to work that. I'm sure they have something up their sleeve, but it's already a problem now. I mean, you're seeing games come in at ridiculous downloads because of all the textures, all the high resolution textures and all this kind of thing. So I don't know how they're going to work that. We'll just have to wait and see. So what do I think we're going to get out of the Series X? I think we're going to get a beast of a console, just like we did with the Xbox One X. I mean, for what it is, yes, most things are stuck at 30 frames per second, but as far as a console, it's a pretty beastly machine. Now, that being said, I do not think we're going to see ridiculous amounts of I don't think we're going to see huge graphical leaps because the games already look great, in my opinion. Do I think they're going to look better? Yes. I don't think the ray tracing is going to be the same as it is on your RTX graphics cards. It's going to be console level ray tracing, which is going to be fire. I mean, a lot of you guys have never seen ray tracing in action, so it's definitely going to be a treat for you guys who have never seen it. What I do think is that this is going to be a console generation that is the closest to PC than we've seen since the 360. Most of you guys don't realize that the 360 was up to par with gaming PCs when it came out. That hasn't happened since the 360, and it's about to happen now, and I think that that's pretty dope. Now, do I think that it's going to take over PC gaming as a whole? Absolutely not. Arsenal made a great point on a tweet that I'd seen earlier about PC. You can dumb down the settings. You can do whatever it is that you need to do to get the performance that you want, and that is the advantage that PC will always have over console. So, you know, take that as you will, but in my personal opinion, console is still going to be behind PC. It's not going to surpass it. We got the new cards about to drop anytime. Those are definitely going to crush the new console, and I still feel like my rig with a 2070, 32 gigs of RAM, Ryzen 2700X, I feel like my machine is still going to be better without even upgrading anything in it than these new systems. Now, that being said, I'm doing some upgrading soon, probably a 2080 Super. I know I mentioned this in one of my videos a while back, but I haven't exactly decided what it is that I want to get. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What are your expectations on these new systems? Do you have far out, whacked out, radical expectations, or do you have grounded, you got some common sense expectations? Let me know in the comment section. I appreciate you guys stopping in, watching this bootleg ass opinion video about the Xbox Series X. Gotti 360. Keep it gaming, guys. I'm out.